you might have studied this pipeline in your subject of parallel computing or advanced computer architecture. So I will also highlight the need of parallel computing because you are all from IT field. That is why I would like to go much more in detail of pipeline. Earlier, 2 days back, I have given a presentation in electronics department also, but then that time I had not gone much into detail. So before coming onto the topic of pipelining, let us see the importance of parallel computing. So first of all, entire world is nowadays very much aware and is focusing much on parallel computing. Reason is that speed which is required to be performed, that is possible only with parallel computer. Suppose even a single person is there, then he has certain limitation. Even if that person is very fast, but still there is some limitation. So that is why if number of tasks is more, then you have to parallelize, that means you have to assign it to some other work also, some other person also, 2 person, 3 person, 4 person, like that. You have to distribute the work among several persons. Similarly here also, suppose work to be performed is much larger in size, then you have to distribute the work among various processors, because a processor has certain limitation. After all, signal cannot travel beyond the speed of light. So that is why Government of India is also very much keen that India should not lag behind in the field of parallel computing in world scenario. And therefore, frequently you might be coming across with the news in daily newspaper also. And this is the cutting from Navbharat, Delhi Navbharat, 2015 Super Computer Mission for Bharat. India Government of India has launched a project worth 4,500 crore rupees, which is very large amount. Even it is the largest amount which is funded by DST, Department of Science and Technology, and a supercomputing mission is established in India for giving a boost to this supercomputing mission in this country, India. And every six months in India, in entire world, what are the top ranking supercomputers, that is outlined, and that you can see the site top500.org. On this site, top 500 supercomputers of the world are listed every 6 months in a year. In the month of November also it comes. So according to this list, largest supercomputer is that is fastest supercomputer is that is of China, and Sunway Taigu Light, which can perform 93 petaflops per second on LeapFrog benchmark. LeapFrog benchmark. So what is benchmark? Suppose you have to measure the performance of the computer. So how can you measure the performance of a computer? Is there some way? Even for a person also. Suppose you want to say that person is good or bad. So on what basis? Health, height, complexion, brain, what? There may be various things on the basis of which a person can be adjudged as good or bad. Similarly, computer also. Normally, suppose when we are to purchase a computer, then we see clock this speed. Clock speed, which is given in gigahertz. A computer with higher speed is supposed to be faster, but a computer with higher gigahertz speed may give less MIPS also, or less megaflop also. Not necessary that if it's this clock speed is higher, then millions of instructions per second is also higher. And in the same way, that is why various benchmarks have come up, which is given in the book of Kaiwang also as a separate chapter. So LINPACK is one benchmark for measuring the performance of a supercomputer. Various programs are run and then time is counted, and there are various methods to find out the ranking of a computer on a certain benchmark. A computer which is good on some benchmark may not be good in some other benchmark. Clear? This is the benchmark. So on LINPACK benchmark, this computer is supposed to be the fastest. Then Tiane, this is another computer, Titan, Sequentio, Fujitsu, etc. India's top 5 supercomputers are Sahastra at ISC Bangalore, Aditya Meteorological Department Pune at PFI is there. There is one supercomputer, HPC at IIT Delhi, and Param Yuva 2 is launched by CDAC for study purpose and for youngsters, college students. So that, and it has brought down the price to 16 crore rupees only. Okay, so this is all about the brief introduction of supercomputers and parallel computers in India and the world. So in pipelining, we will cover up these topics: how pipelining works, so scalar, superscalar pipeline, performance, classification, hazards, that means dependency, scheduling, and case study, floating point adder, etc. So, in order to increase, we always want to increase the speed of the processor. And for increasing the speed of the processor, there are few conventional methods. And first of all is to increase the clock speed, which I told here. Clock speed is a very layman type of word, which everybody knows that gigahertz speed is larger, then speed also is larger. So first way to increase the clock speed. This is conventional method. To widen the data bus, you know, you might have studied also address bus, control bus, data bus, which are commonly called system bus, is also present in a computer. So to widen the data bus so that wider range of data can travel together parallelly. In the book of Hayes, it is very nicely given, the concept of buses. And the third, this is also a conventional method, but new method is pipelining. That means pipelining increases throughput without much increase in hardware. Pipelining is it is written in the book that pipelining is the easiest and most economical way to achieve parallelism in a uniprocessor machine. Question arises, pipelining gives parallelism, and parallelism means multiple processor, but no. Pipelining provides parallelism only in single processor. This concept should be clear in mind. Even in a single processor, parallelism can be achieved. How? With therefore pipelining. You don't need multiple processors. So, example of pipelining, in fact, pipelining is very common phenomenon, which is used by all of us in our daily routine also. Earlier in this college only, PET council were using to be held in this ground only. You might have attended the PET counseling. So PET counseling, what was happening? First one, the student is coming and is reporting. Then same student is going on another counter, document verification. Then merit declaration. So by the time he is going to the next stage, new student is coming. So this is the example of pipelining. In daily routine also, that means रोटी बेलना और रोटी पकाना, तो उसमें एक रोटी चल रही है, दूसरी रोटी आगे गई, सेम पर्सन अब सेकंड रोटी रिसीव करके बेल रहा है, पहली रोटी ये हो गई, ये इधर गई तो थर्ड रोटी आ गई. So ये also, this is also example of pipelining. So pipelining is a thing which we usually knowingly and unknowingly practice in our daily life. Very common and easy type of phenomenon, and that principle is only applied in processor also to achieve a parallelism. That is why it is called pipelining is easiest and most economical way to achieve a parallelism in uniprocessor machine. So these are the examples. So how pipelining improves performance? Suppose if we go now in more detail of a processor, you know that suppose a common instruction of 2 plus 2 is to be performed in a computer. Then also there will be 5 stages. What are those 5 stages? In computer architecture you might have studied. Load, decode, fetch, execute and write. Load the instruction from memory, from RAM into the register. Then decode means to identify how to perform and where to perform. There are various units, adder, multiplier, subtractor, etc. So which unit will perform that operation? That is called decoding. Then fetch means fetching the operand. Operand means 2 and 2 data. And then execute and then write back into the memory. So these are the 5 stages: load, decode, fetch, execute and write. Now suppose there is a 100 megahertz processor. 100 megahertz processor will give how much? Millions of instructions per speed. See, we are connecting the two, clock speed and MIPS. How? 100 megahertz processor. See, 5 cycles, load, decode, 5 execute, write. We assume that one cycle is taken in one operation. So 5 cycles are taken in one execution. So 2 plus 2 will be executed in 5 cycles. 5 cycles are needed for executing one instruction. Therefore, one cycle will execute how much? 1 upon 5 instruction. And therefore, suppose there is a 100 megahertz processor. 100 megahertz means 100 into 10 raised to 6 cycles per second. That will be able to perform 100 into 10 raised to 6 into 1 by 5, and that will come out 20 MIPS. This is how these both are connected. So 100 megahertz processor will need 20 MIPS. Okay, 20 MIPS. And this MIPS is also called throughput. In fact, throughput is a very wide term. In computer network, we call throughput as packets per second. Bits per second is also one definition of throughput. Here, for us, throughput is instructions per second. So this is also throughput. So when processor is fully operational in pipeline, each stage remains always busy because pipelining takes some time to load. Suppose first person is going here, then there, then there. That means pipelining is not fully loaded unless one output is taken place. So therefore one instruction will execute in each cycle, and 100 megahertz processor will yield 100 MIPS. This is called scalar architecture. But this example is there which is without pipelining, because 5 cycles are taken for one instruction. Then one cycle will execute 1 upon 5 instruction. 100 into 10 raised to 6 cycles will execute 20 MIPS without assuming the presence of pipelining. But what will happen in pipelining? In each clock cycle, one instruction will come out. Yes or no? In each clock cycle, when pipelining is loaded, then in each clock cycle one instruction will come out. For example, रोटी वाला एग्जाम्पल, पहले तो उसको 2 बार वेट करना पड़ा शुरू वाला, लेकिन जब एक बार फ्लो में आ गया, after that in each cycle one instruction is coming out, and therefore what is the output in terms of throughput? It is now 100 MIPS. In each cycle, not in 5 cycles one instruction is coming out. In each cycle one instruction is coming out, and therefore now the this MIPS is 100 MIPS. Earlier it was 20, now it is 100. Another instruction is there. Suppose 5 pipelinings are running in parallel. This architecture is called scalar architecture. That means 100 MIPS from 100 MHz speed. This is called scalar architecture. We will see afterwards also. And suppose 5 pipelinings are running in parallel. Then what will happen? 5 instructions are coming out in each clock cycle. In each clock cycle, 5 pipelinings are there, so 5 instructions will come out, and therefore now the output will be 500 MIPS, and this is called superscalar architecture, and superscalar architecture is also called vector processor. We will see that. So, example which is there without pipeline, as you are seeing, load, decode, fetch, execute and write up to 5 cycles, 5 operations, basic operations. So suppose there are 3 instructions without pipelining we are considering. So how many cycles will be taken for executing 3 instructions? 15 cycles. So अगर simple जब की जमा है तो 3 instructions are taking 15 cycles. So one instruction will take 15 upon 3 means 5 cycles, and that term is called in computer architecture CPI, clock cycle per instruction, 5 cycles per instruction. This is called CPI, cycles per instruction, 5 cycles per instruction. उल्टा जब की जमा 15 cycles are there for executing 3 instructions. So one cycle will execute 3 upon 15, that is 1 upon 5 instructions, and that is called IPC, instruction per cycle. And therefore, assuming 100 MHz processor, 100 into 10 to 6 cycles will execute 3 upon 15 into 100 into 10 to 6, that is 20 MIPS, which I have derived here also. So this is the case without pipeline. But with pipelining, what will happen? This is also called scalar architecture. Now you can see load, decode, fetch, execute, write. Again, this is the pipelining. Clear? So you can see that only in 7 cycles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. In 7 cycles, 3 instructions are coming out. Clear? That is 3 is one more new term is speed up. How many times it is faster? So speed up means basic formula of speed up is execution time taken before the improvement upon execution time taken after the improvement. The improvement may be of any type, whether you are increasing number of processors or you are adding pipelining or doing anything, whatever improvement. But whatever, so execution time before, upon execution time after, before improvement, after improvement. Earlier it was taking 15 cycles, now it is taking 7 cycles, speed up is 15 by 7. And again, 3 instructions are taking 7 cycles, so one instruction will take 7 by 3, that is CPI is now 7 by 3, ulta jabki 7 cycles are taken for 3 instructions. So one cycle will execute 3 upon 7, IPC is 3 by 7, and 100 into 10 to 6 cycles will execute this one, that is, now it will lead to 42.855 MIPS, earlier it was only 20 MIPS. So with scalar architecture and single pipeline only, we can achieve more than double throughput. And example of this is RISC machine. This is implied in RISC. Even in Pentium also pipelining is implied and around 20 stages are there, but Intel does not reveal the details, full details. Now superscalar architecture, you can see that multiple pipelines are running in parallel. 3 pipelines are shown here running in parallel. What will happen? 15 instructions are coming out in 7 cycles. No, 9 instructions are coming out in 7 cycles only. So speed up is 45 by 7. For executing 9 instructions, how many cycles will be needed without pipeline? 5 into 9, 45. 45 upon 7, this is the speed up. And 9 instructions are taking 7 cycles. So one instruction 7 by 9, CPI is 7 by 9. Ulta just minus 7 cycles are taking 9 instructions. Then one cycle and 100 into 10 is to 600 megahertz. So this will yield 128.55 MIPS. And this is implied in RISC 6000 processor, superscalar architecture. So you can see from 20 megahertz with the help of superscalar architecture, which implies multiple pipelines running in parallel, you can achieve up even up to 128. From 22 it is increasing up to 128 MIPS. And this is also called instruction level parallelism. Instruction level parallelism. There are various types of parallelism. So this is under instruction level parallelism. One more thing is under pipelining. You can see that pipelining, that means performance is slightly degraded. Reason is, जो रोटी वाला एग्जांपल दिए, सपोज रोटी तो बेल लिया लेकिन वो सेक नहीं पा रहा है जल्दी, टाइम ज़्यादा लग रहा है, तो क्या होगा? तो इसको तो रुकना ही पड़ेगा, और अगर देगा तो कुछ और प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. तो लुकिंग टू द सेफ्टी फैक्टर, what is done is that some delay is given, and therefore you can see that here what is happening, instead of one cycle, second instruction is loaded after 2 cycles. This is called under pipelining. And now you are seeing that in 9 cycles 3 instructions are coming out. You can count it. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In 9 cycles 3 instructions are coming out. Speed up is now 15 by 9. 3 instructions and 5 cycles 15 by 9. So 3 instructions are taking 9 cycles. CPI is 3. 9 cycles are taking 3 instructions. So 100 is in this way. Throughput is only 33.33 MIPS. This is used in CISC machine. Clear? This is clear or not? So this is the example of under pipelining, which is also used. Then is super pipeline. Super pipeline, you can see that loading is not complete of first stage. Even then, new instruction has started coming, like this, from half. Just like your railway protocol, one train is going out and last bogie is going out. So engine of next train is coming in on the same platform. So here also, that means if we are properly sure that there will be no chance of collision, then this can also be timed. So similarly here also, one instruction is not fully loaded, first instruction, still second instruction starts loading. If this type of feature can be provided, then this will be called super pipelining, and this is applied in Cray 1 supercomputer. And again, in the same way, the speed up, you can see that only in 6 cycles, these 3 instructions are coming out. So speed up is 15 by 6, and CPI is 2, and IPC is like this, 1 by 2. Throughput is 50 MIPS. Okay. And then is the best type of pipeline, that is superscalar super pipeline, which is the combination of superscalar and super pipeline both. 3 instructions are loading, and before they are finished, new 3 instructions are loaded, and in this way only 6 cycles, 9 instructions are getting executed. 9 instructions are getting executed, only 3 cycles. So speed up is 45 by 6, because for executing 9 instructions without pipelining, how many number of cycles will be needed? 45. So 45 divided by 6 is the speed up. And 9 instructions are taking 6 cycles, again 1 instruction, so CPI is this much. 6 cycles are executing 9 instructions, so 1 cycle, etc. IPC is 3 by 2, and for 100 megahertz processor like this will be, there will be 150 MIPS. Okay. And this is implied in MIPS R4000 computer. One more pipeline which is not shown here, and work is going on under me by one research scholar, that is, and we have given the name of it as superscalar under pipeline. Under pipeline and superscalar combination like this. This is, we have given the name as under pipeline superscalar architecture, and what is going on. So under pipelining is here, but with superscalar architecture. So we are calculating the performance, etc., and that can be computed like this here also. So this table shows the comparative study, that is scalar, superscalar, under super pipelining, superscalar, super pipelining. CPI, IPC, throughput and speed up are tabulated in form of this table only. And you can see that superscalar, super pipeline will give best performance. That means highest speed up, highest throughput, lowest CPI, and highest IPC. CPI is for good performance. CPI should be higher or lower? CPI should be lower, and IPC should be higher. So you can see that superscalar, super pipeline, IPC is highest and CPI is lowest. And the same thing is shown here with the help of graph. That is, CPI and IPC are shown for scalar, superscalar, under pipeline, super pipeline, superscalar, super pipeline. And this green is CPI. CPI for superscalar, CPI is superscalar, super pipeline, CPI is least, and IPC is highest. This is shown with the help of graph. Throughput also, superscalar, super architecture has highest throughput in terms of MIPS. Then scalar, super scalar, under pipeline. Under pipeline has least throughput. Speed up is also in superscalar super pipeline highest, and in under it is least. So this is also that is same thing. The CPI is highest in under, that under pipeline, that is work. Then scalar, then and it is least in super scalar super pipeline, super scalar super pipeline. IPC is highest in super scalar super pipeline. Throughput is highest in super scalar super pipeline. Speed is also highest in super scalar super pipeline. So the same thing is shown here.